Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again I'm Greg and this is the starting 11 show, the penultimate starting 11 show for the season and the game that could decide it all, to be honest with you. We're hosting Crystal Palace. A win would see us safe. Of course, a win against last week out against Brentford would have seen us safe. A win against Watford before that would have seen us safe. We're making a real meal of what should have been the three easiest fixtures in this run, where we've beaten United, beaten Chelsea and then beaten Leicester. And now we're seeming to stumble just to get over the line. But I feel against Brentford, with the full complement, we looked well on top of the game. If it was for good officiating, we would have won that. If it was for Branthwaite not making that challenge, or some say challenge, some say tangle of legs, but either way, if he'd have been more careful and cautious, I think we would have won that game. So I can see us winning this game if we're focused, if the hearts and minds are in it, and the last two games haven't scared us too much. So, fingers crossed. In terms of injury news, Mina and Delph are both out. Mina is still, of course, a potential for the last game of the season, and Delph, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I think we've probably seen the last of him. Ben Godfrey will be in the squad. Whether he'll be starting is going to be a late decision to be made. Michael Keane and Donny van der Beek are back in as well. Of course, we had a couple of red cards. Branthwaite and Solomon Rondon won't feature. In terms of the team, I think the formation stays the same. It's where we've hit our form in this back five, and it allows us to be a little bit more fluid. Of course, the personnel will have to shift around a little bit. So let's have a look. Pickford in goal, of course. I think we still see Iwobi out on the right wing. He was a right wing back for bits last season, and it was where he hit his best form, I think, last season. It's what got him back into the team. People were starting to see him as more of a dynamic squad player. He could play around a couple of positions. And he dropped off again. Now he's back in that position. He's doing well. So in this system, Iwobi's a great player. I think he works hard. He's got a couple of mistakes in him, but his pressing numbers are fantastic. So keep him out there. It does mean Coleman is a centre-back. Not sold on it. I think if Godfrey was 100% fit, I think Coleman could probably drop out of this team and we could have three actual centre-backs at centre-back. But I'm going to assume that Godfrey is not 100% fit. I think if he is, he will play. Because he threw Mina in straight away when he came back from injury, right? I know it then led to another injury the game after, but against Chelsea we saw Mina thrown straight in because Lampard knew he was the best player, the best centre-back that we had. I don't think he would hesitate in the state we're in to get Godfrey straight back in. So if he's fit, I think he could play. If he's not, I mean, this is surface. This isn't particularly insightful, I know, but I'm going to say for now it's going to be Coleman, Holgate, and Keane. I think Holgate would drop for Godfrey if Godfrey was fit. Mikalenko, of course, at left wing back. He's starting to show shades of a really good player, really talented player. Needs to start shooting a little bit less. I know he scored that wonder goal. He's now tried a couple of. He's sat on the outside of the box for corners and he's tried a couple of little recreations and neither of them have troubled the goalkeeper. So, we could see him do that a little bit less. But I think he's definitely coming into his own. He's growing in confidence. The wing-back role does seem to suit him. I think I've preferred him in the role of a proper left-back. It's funny that these players play best in the positions they're meant to play in. But I think Mikalenko, a good pass over from Luca Dean. I think we've fallen on our feet again. Midfield has been strengthened by Delph recently. I can't believe I've said those words, but he's out, so it can't be him. I think we'll revert back to Alan and Decore. Alan must have been struggling with fitness because he's not really featured much. And he's a quality player, so I don't see why not. But Donny van der Beek, could he feature? I don't think so. I think if anyone was more likely to come in, it would be Tom Davies over van der Beek. I don't think he's... In the first few cameos, I was impressed, but ever since, I've not seen enough in terms of fighting form, something that's going to keep us up. So I'm going to go with Alan and Decore. Same front line as last time. It's obviously a big discussion. Did Calvert-Lewin do enough to warrant staying in the team? I'm not sure he did, but I think Lampard will. I think he's understood that he needs an outlet in the box, someone who can bring the ball down, involve the wide players a little bit more, and of course that can't be Rondon after abhorrent challenge, man. That's absolutely. Every time I see a different still that someone puts on Twitter, it makes me laugh more because the excuse he fell over, he's just both legs up in the air. Oh, catastrophe. I don't think it'll be him. Won't be Tosin. So I think we'll probably see Calvert-Lewin stay in the team. Plus, Gray has not been impressing in the last half of the season. So DC up top, Richarlison out one side, and Gordon out on the other. I think that'll be it. I could see a couple of different changes. Of course, if Godfrey's fit, he could come in. I think we could well see Calvert-Lewin dropped again and Gray to come in. I think the shape will probably be right though. So is that enough to do it? Pickford, Iwobi, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Mikolenko, Alan and Decore, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, and Gordon. It's huge. It's a huge game. There's no two ways about it. Probably one of the, if not the biggest game in our Premier League history. To stay in the Premier League, I know that the fate's still in our hands. Villa will probably do Burnley. They did them 2 weeks ago. That'll take it down to the last day. I don't know if we get a point against Arsenal. It's squeaky bum time, whatever it is. 3 points would be great to go into the last day of the season. I mean, you can hear by my southern voice, I'm London-based, and I've booked a place in a pub last day of the season. Me, another Everton fan down here, and 2 Arsenal fans last day of the season. It could well be they need top 4. We need to not get relegated. We both draw, neither of us get it. So, yeah, it's going to be big. Let's get it done. Let's get 3 points. Let's go into that last day. No one cares. Everyone's jovial. Everyone's happy. It's our last home game as well. So that's hugely important. That'll be a huge boost. Let's hope for the last starting 11 of the season I'm on the beach. Cheers, guys.